Hi class, today's lesson will focus a bit on what we learned in lesson 1 and a bit from lesson 2 from the planning document. I don't want to move too quickly because trigonometry is something that is completely new to you guys. You will need a calculator for this lesson. Just to recap from Tuesday, these are our trig ratios, sine, cos and tan. Now remember, this little symbol here stands for the angle, and the O stands for the opposite side, and the H is the hypotenuse when labeling the triangle. Cos is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tan opposite over adjacent. So how we remember these trig ratios is so, ka, tawa. So remember, to write out the trig ratio, I label the sides I've got. So I've got the hypotenuse, longest side and opposite the right angle. Then if I put my finger on this angle here, I'll never touch the opposite side. So I don't label that because there's nothing on it. And I label the last side with A. So now I need to write out so, ka, tawa to figure out which ratio to use. So I've got A and H. A and H, that's cos. So I'm going to write out cos angle A over H. That's a formula. Then I'm going to substitute in the values. So cos angle, the value of A from this triangle is 5. And the value of H from this triangle is 7. There's my trig ratio. Let's try with the values from this triangle where they've put in an angle as well. So the first step is to label the sides. So the longest side over here is the hypotenuse, and if I put my finger on the angle, I won't touch the opposite side, so this is the opposite. I've got O and H, quickly write up here so, ka, tawa. So O and H is sine. So I'm going to write out the sine formula. Sine angle equals opposite over hypotenuse. Now I can put in my values. So the value of the angle on this triangle here is 30. The value of the opposite side, x. And the value of the hypotenuse, 3. So that is my trig ratio written. We'll do another one. Okay, so label the triangle first. The hypotenuse doesn't have any value, so we won't label it. Put my finger on the angle, and so that must mean this is the opposite side, and this is the adjacent side. So if I've got O and A, that's tan. So I write out the tan ratio here, O over A. Then I put in my values. So the value of the angle here is 71. The value of the opposite side is x, and the adjacent side is 4. Done. Could you please now get out your calculator and turn it on? Check that the mode of the calculator is in degrees. It should have a D symbol, which means degrees. If it isn't in degree mode, you will get the wrong answers. And now you should be able to spot the trigonometry buttons. Down here, trigonometry buttons. So there's your sine, cos and tan. Alright, so now I just want you guys to practice using the calculator. So on your calculator, I would like you to press the sine button and then type 50 and then press equals and see what you get. So you should get the answer 0.77. If you don't get that, then you're either pressing the wrong button or it's in the wrong mode. Alright, then try pressing the cos button, cos 16 equals, and you should get 0.96. And the last one, tan 77, which equals 4.33. Alright, you should be able to whiz through the practice sheet today. You just need to label the triangles and fill in the ratio. Then there's a few questions practicing using the calculator.